Hey everyone. In this video, I want to talk about why you should stay single for a while to find yourself before you get into a long-term relationship. This is something that people kind of don't realize the power of, and you have a lot of people who will go from relationship to relationship to relationship, and they never give themselves time to actually find themselves and create their identity. As such, they're always creating their identity around their partners in relationships, and it leads to really unhealthy situations. You don't want to be getting into relationships out of a desire to not be single because you don't know how to be single and you don't like being alone. And that's what a lot of people do if they never give themselves time to be single and to learn how to enjoy their own company. So it's really important that you do this if you want to create healthy relationships. You have to give yourself time to get to know yourself, to find yourself, to mold your identity, and to know your worth. And you can only really do that by being single and spending a lot of time on figuring out who you are, what you like, what your goals are, how you want your life to look like 5 years from now. You need to figure these things out. But one of the most helpful practices that really helped me figure out myself was this meditation that I learned somewhere else. I can't remember, so I can't give credit to whoever started it. Oh, maybe I think it was Zan Perion actually. But basically the practice is to ask yourself the question, who am I and what do I want? And then just sit in that question, kind of meditate in it. Spend about 10 minutes or sometimes a bit less. You could spend 5 minutes, but try to do this on a daily basis or at least 4 times a week if you can. But you basically just want to spend as much time as possible pondering who you are. What characteristics make you who you are? Are you confident? Are you passionate about certain things? If so, what are those things? Are you ambitious? Are you kind? Are you a caring and loyal person? You just want to go through all of the characteristics that make you who you are. And then ask yourself what you want. What do you want in your life? Do you want to have a specific job within the next 5 years? Do you want to have a family? Do you want to have a long-term healthy relationship? Do you want to own a house within the next 10 years? You need to figure out what you want in the future. And when you do these two things, when you ask yourself those two questions, they really help you get to know yourself better. And the more you get to know yourself, the more you know your worth. And when you know your worth, it sets you up to have a lot healthier relationships. But beyond getting to know yourself, another really important thing here is to actually spend time practicing self-love, getting to love and accept yourself for who you are, with all of your flaws, because all of us are flawed individuals. There isn't a single person on this planet who is perfect. So don't make perfection your goal because you ain't gonna reach it. Nobody else has, so surely you won't reach it either. So make sure that you actually accept yourself as you are. I mean, I've got flaws. I don't try to hide them. I'm very well aware of them and I try to work on them as much as I can, but I know that I can't completely get rid of some of them, and that's okay. You just need to accept it and then learn to love yourself for who you are. But first, that requires accepting all your flaws. So make sure you spend time just being kinder to yourself. That's basically what self-love is. It's treating yourself like you would a best friend. You wouldn't tell your best friend that they suck and talk down to them all the time and always beat them up when they're trying to achieve things. You would support them, you would cheer for them, you would want them to achieve their goals, right? So why don't you do that for yourself? Stop beating yourself up with your thoughts. Don't accept that behavior. Tell that voice to go F off. You don't need it. It doesn't serve you. So practice being kinder to yourself with your thoughts. And that's a lot easier to do when you're on your own and you're just going through life and you're learning how to reframe your thoughts in your own company so that you can practice that self-love. But when you're able to love and accept yourself for who you are, that yet again will allow you to create really healthy relationships going forward, because you're not going to rely on somebody else to love you when you already love yourself. You're going to be willing to enter into a relationship where you know potentially your partner could leave, but you'll be okay with that thought and you're not going to let it destroy the relationship, because that's what some people do. They get so attached to their partner that the thought of their partner leaving devastates them, so then they get super clingy and super needy, and they end up creating a self-fulfilling prophecy, and they ruin the relationship because of their neediness. So you need to get to a place where you cast away neediness, and self-love really helps with that, because you just will start to provide a lot of things for yourself rather than trying to get those from a partner. Realize that pretty much anything a partner can provide for you, you can provide for yourself. Even, well, even pleasure to some extent. We all know that as well. Because I was going to say that's basically the only thing you can't provide for yourself. But you actually can to some degree. So yeah, nearly everything a partner can provide for you can provide for yourself. Unless you want a family. That, of course, you can't do that on your own. But my point here is more that you need to get to a place where you provide for yourself at least 80% of those things. So that way when you have a relationship, you're only getting about 20% of it from your partner, which is far healthier than trying to get 100% of it from them. That's just not a position you want to put somebody else into. They do not want to be responsible for your happiness. So you need to find your happiness for yourself. And that takes me to the next point, which is when you're single, it allows you to learn how to enjoy your own company. And this is huge, because this allows you to create your own happiness on your own when you're alone. It's really powerful because so many people aren't capable of this. But when you're able to drive your happiness from within by doing the things you enjoy on your own, even if you're alone when you do them, that's super powerful, because now you're not going to outsource your happiness to a potential partner. That yet again allows you to create really healthy relationships. So basically, all these things put together, basically, I'm being redundant, all these things put together allow you to become a lot more independent and self-sufficient, which is what you want. You want to be able to rely on yourself quite often in life, and putting all these things into practice will allow you to do just that. And when you're able to rely on yourself for a lot of things in life, it makes it so you can have far healthier relationships, because you won't be outsourcing your love and validation and acceptance and your worth and your happiness to a partner, because that creates really unhealthy, toxic situations. Nobody wants to have to provide all those things for you. They want you to be able to provide them for yourself and then share them with your partner. So then you're creating your own happiness and you're sharing it with your partner rather than trying to take it from them. Nobody wants that. So I hope you can realize that being single for a while gives you the time to work on yourself, to find yourself, so that you can create all these awesome qualities in yourself and really stand out from the crowd. All the most high quality people have these characteristics, and a lot of them probably got them from being single for a while, because that's how you can really work on yourself. Now, there is a caveat here where if you really luck out and manage to attract a high quality partner when you aren't high quality yourself, that person may be able to help you develop some of these qualities while you're with them. But that's really rare, and that's why I don't really talk about it much, because I just don't think many people are going to luck out enough to be able to attract a high quality person if they aren't already high quality themselves. The odds of that happening are just super low, because high quality people don't really want to fix people or help them in that regard. They want to help people who want to be helped, but usually if somebody isn't already high quality or on that journey themselves, they don't really want to be helped because they aren't even aware that they need the help and that they should become better. So that's why I don't mention that one instance, but it can happen. So if you're in that situation, you're lucky, and don't ruin it. Basically, just make it work as much as possible and still work on these things as much as you can, because they can be worked on when you're in a relationship. It's just somewhat harder to do at times because you still may be relying on your partner for a lot of these things. So as much as possible, try to work on these while you're alone so that you can create healthy relationships when you find somebody who's awesome. Anyway, I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci!